Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of One on One, the Boss Rush Games platform. I'm your host, Carl MF, and I have a wonderful guest speaker I am excited for you all to meet today, as well as introducing my homeboy to the podcasting world, Mr. Tyrenzi, All Black Everything Jones, aka Blasting Tizzies. Can we just go ahead and introduce yourself, Tyrenzi?
My name is Terenzi. I am a streamer, well, a beginner streamer. I've been playing video games my whole life, love them, just like everybody else is. But I'm trying to get my name out there and start something better for myself.
Beautiful. And your haircut fresh. I see you shining for the camera.
Yeah, you got good.
And our special guest for the evening, Mr. Chris Davis, aka Phorce Davis on Twitter. Round of applause. Let's introduce yourself, bro. Bless us up with some info.
Thank you guys for being here. My name is Chris Davis. I am a sport management professor at Livingstone College, and I am the founder of PMG, Phorce Management Group, and the Black Gamer League. I'm here to talk a little bit about that with these cool guys. So I appreciate y'all inviting me on.
I appreciate. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Sorry, for those who don't know, what does PMG mean?
Phorce Management Group.
And I guess as we dive a little bit deeper, which came first, the Phorce Management Group or the Black Gamer League?
So Phorce Management Group came first, and I guess a little background, a little bit about what Phorce is in general. It's an esport org focusing on, bringing up, new gamers. So we're a traditional esport org like your Cloud9s, your FaZe Clans, but we also focus on the management and the brand building side as well. PMG, that's quick. It's quicker to say that.
Right.
PMG came in November of 2019. Actually, I'm sorry, August of 2019, and Black Gamer League came in November of 2019, so 2 months later.
Okay. And is there a client list that you all kind of specialize with as far as PMG goes? Like, do you look for more shooter orientated people or fighting games? Like, what kind of gamers do you look for?
So, I'm a variety gamer myself. I play what I want to play, whatever is fun. I didn't want PMG to be kind of boxed in. I hate being boxed in with anything I do. So I'm basically looking for people that, if you have a talent in a certain area, there's always an avenue for you, So fighting game community, first-person shooters, third-person shooters, sports, anything. If you're talented, you're welcome to PMG. Right now we have first-person shooters. We're building our Call of Duty team. We have a sim racer. We have streamers, variety streamers. And the next step is looking for a person in the FGC, the fight game community. Like I said, I'm open to wherever I can find that good talent, man.
Nice. And complete side skirt. I'm just now realizing your background. What's up, Frat? I pledged Alpha Fall 12.
Okay, there it is. Yeah. Spring 12.
Oh, nice. Iota Xi, Truman State University. Yeah,
hey,
what's up?
Look, we had a connection off the jump, so I knew it was something.
It was a reason. But yeah, that's really cool. So as far as PMG goes, would you say there's like the next step? What would be the next step in building up that platform?
So I'm real diligent about building, PMG as a whole. I'm obviously Black. A little light skin, but I'm Black, and it's important for me to build a foundation for what I'm doing. I really want to give people a chance to, compete and a chance to build themselves that may have been overlooked. So right now it's all about continuing to build our Call of Duty team. We got 3 great guys right now. Real quick, it's OG Sweatband. These are their ads. OG Sweatband, Clutch, JD, and Chance with a X instead of the A. But these guys are kind of my foundation for the first competitor team that PMG has. So we're looking for about 3 more guys, and then we're gonna go out and try to take over the world. So I would say that's really what it is right now. Just focusing on the streamers that we have, focusing on the competitors that we have, building them up, and building this culture, man.
Awesome. So before we dive into that culture, what inspired you to create the Black Gamer League?
Man, honestly, being a professor at the HBCU, being in the esports space, I'm a sport management professor, so I understand the history and the dialogue that has taken place between Black people always trying to play catch up. And really you could pick your industry at this point. But I wanted to find a space where I could really contribute to Black people, not just playing catch up, but leading the way, building each other up, trying to not just look for handouts, but build our own. That's why I built 2 things, in a short period of time. PMG being my org, and then the Black Gamer League being, this community where, that's why I named it the Black Gamer League. It's nothing against anyone else, but we have to uplift our people. We have to strive for more for each other, and it's not all about competing against each other all the time.
Exactly. And in a space that we're in, it feels like we always have to compete with each other. Like there's only room for one top Black streamer there,
Right.
and that's what I felt was the opposite as I explored the BGL, the Black Gamer League. So I appreciate that platform being there for anybody wanting to create that their mark in the industry.
I appreciate that, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's been a journey. We're coming up on a year for both, obviously, in a couple of months. So I think the steps that we've taken for both have been really, really solid. I'm happy with the people that I've met. Happy with the community that we've built thus far. So just trying to keep it going, man.
Nice.
Where?
Go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Where do you see the Black Gamer League going?
Like I said before, my thoughts so I'm a really I think ahead. I think ahead, but I don't think ahead to the point where I still box myself in. Like, not boxing myself in is like something that is lived by. So I see it growing. I see more people, right now, before, it's coming up on a year, but we're at 533 followers on Twitter. Black Gamer League initially started as a Facebook group, but I couldn't get as many people. I couldn't connect as fast as I wanted to. Getting Black gamers into that group, so I started going on Twitter, and it just started kind of taking off. So I really want the community to build. We have different events that we have planning. A special little hint of what's coming when we hit 600 followers. We're announcing something. I don't want to announce it right here, but but we're announcing something at 600 followers. So like I said, man, the foundation is everything to me. I don't want to move too quick, and then we lose all our steam and people get tired of us. It's like, no, focus on building this community, and when the time is right, we expand.
And I appreciate that. As far as building that community, I 100% agree. The foundation that's laid has to be strong. Otherwise, it's going to collapse eventually. So with the recent surge of, sexual misconduct and harassment coming to light in our industry, and not just our industry, but just abusers and survivors of abuse coming forward, and bravely telling their stories. What kinds of measures have you taken to ensure that the BGL is a safe community for everybody?
So with it being called the Black Gamer League, that encompasses men and women, transgender, LGBT, like everyone. So when I thought about making it such, the Black Gamer League, I had to think about these things because I want everyone to be welcome. So specifically, on Twitter's like the wild, wild west. We don't necessarily have any disrespect coming from our Twitter pages. We love everyone. So I can only kind of speak towards what we have taken, the measures we have taken for our Discord. Our Discord is, we're blessed to have, 80 plus people in the Discord. That was, when I started the Discord, I had no idea, people would even want to come in and continue having that conversation. But so basically when we got the Discord, I was thinking about this because everyone's chatting. We have, women, men, and I thought about that. So really what it is I have some mods. I have my girl, Emmy. She's with an all-girl gaming organization called the Athena Alliance. I brought her on. She's one of my close friends. I brought her on as a mod. I brought another girl named Midori. Both black. Everyone's black. But I brought them on as mods with another gentleman, just because I know it's important for the different perspective that comes from a female, and I know that they kind of keep everybody in line. So, I say all that to say we don't really have problems because we don't put up with anything. I'm lucky enough to say that to this point, we haven't had any type of issue with people coming in. Everyone's been friendly. Everyone kind of, comes in, supports each other. And, we've talked about we've shared links within the Discord. We talking about, the recent allegations with, different people in the industry. And we've had conversations about it, and everyone's on the same sentiment that, things that have been happening aren't acceptable. Privately, we've had conversations within the team just about how to make sure that, if we do see anything that could be disrespectful or taken the wrong way, that, we nip it in the bud. Because I do personally, this is from me, personally, I feel as though that things like with sexual misconduct, sexual harassment, they start small. It starts with,
start with a DM, right? Exactly.
Any sly little comment, anything like that, and then they build, and next thing you know, they say something completely over the line, but it's like we could have nipped that in the bud. We don't have any tolerance for anything disrespectful. So that's the most we can do right now. I think with the women that we have in the BJL Discord, they make it aware themselves that they're not for any bullshit.
Right,
so
they ain't
it's
taking
all good.
I love it. So if someone associated with PMG or BGL was, unfortunately a part of that bullshit, right, acting up, would you try to rehabilitate and remove them and rehabilitate to try and make sure that they can come back to the community? Or is it just like a no tolerance type of thing, like one strike and it's out, one dick pic to the wrong person and it's gone?
I'll speak on PMG first. So PMG, all of the streamers and the competitors, they sign contracts, and within the contracts, a little snippet, it talks about, the different misconduct, anything that would be, a bad representation of the company. And a bad representation to me would be anything crossing those lines. You would be removed, unfortunately. I feel like at this point, with the people that I'm bringing in, I already have a sense of faith in you that you're going to, treat others kindly, represent the organization. So I feel as though with me going over that, distinctly going over that, when we're talking about the contracts and our regular conversations before I sign with you, when you sign with me, I feel as though if you kind of break those rules, it's breaking that sense of trust. Long story short, you'll be gone. You wouldn't be with PNG anymore. Now the Black Gamer League is kind of along the same lines. Now I know that a lot of people like to play around. Black people, we like to trip. We like to say different things. I would kind of judge and gauge the interaction. If like I said, I've been lucky enough, I haven't had anyone come to me saying anything like they've been disrespected or things like that. But if it's kind of like my judgment, but I don't like disrespect. I was raised by a strong woman, my mother. I love my wife. I'm the lucky father of two girls, two
Nice.
baby girls. So I kind of take those things seriously.
You can
So
empathize with it.
I definitely empathize
Yeah.
with it. So you know, they feel disrespected. I feel disrespected. I'd rather take you out and gain five more that won't disrespect anyone. So that's kind of how I have it.
I respect it. Thank you.
I got a question. Do you have any practices that showcase and or like uplift certain people within the community, or would you say it's like more of a arrangement to provide like a platform for Black people,
So
Black
I
gamers,
feel it's. I'm sorry. What's the last part?
or do you feel like it's more of an arrangement for you to provide like a platform for Black gamers?
Okay, so I kind of feel like it's both. I want to like the Black Gamer League is all about uplifting Black gamers. So like, for instance, on our Twitter, we retweet, anybody that hits us up, shows some links. It's all about just spreading the love of Black gamers and showing, that we're talented too.
Mhm.
We don't have to be on these other big platforms or have other people come and say, oh, this person's really, really good, and then that person gets to shine. We're not going by any type of following either. A lot of times you see the people with 1,000 something followers who are, hundreds of thousands of followers getting that love. Like they'll get the love, but the person with 20 followers who's just starting out as a streamer might not get any love at all.
All right.
But that doesn't mean that person with 20 followers can't become the person with 100,000 followers. So that's been one of the points of like showing love to everybody. It's not about the popular people. It's about showing love to everybody, building up everybody, letting everybody know that, as Black gamers, we're talented. It's not that we don't love other gamers. We love all gamers. But it's like, bruh, like we have traditionally been underserved in all the industries. And as a person in the sport management world, I had to find a way to try to uplift my people. And it just so happens I love gaming. So gaming and sports. So I was like, might as well do what I can there.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I did have more of a question that wasn't how can I phrase this? So the Black Gamer League specifically, how can you message that to people who aren't Black that this group is important, like that it's not something that's just meant to exclude in a way?
That's a good question. I mean, it kind of goes with what's happening in today's society. It's not so much that we want to exclude, it's just that, and if you don't know this, you need to do your research. We traditionally, as Black people, don't get the general respect or the looks that other people might get. So it's not that we're trying to exclude anybody, it's that we need our equal shot. We need our equal shot to show what we have. And that's really what it came from. I'm really passionate about uplifting our people, and that's just what it is. It's a fact. We need our equal shot. And the thing that made me make the Black Gamer League is a lot of times we don't get those chances to pull up a seat to the table. So I had to build our own.
And I understand that. I just more so was asking for the audience, to make sure that they not listening to this and like, what kind of racist crap is this? You know how small-minded some people their views may be.
I just want to say, and to be clear, we follow people that aren't Black. People that, if you're not Black, we have people that are in our Discord that aren't Black. It's not about excluding. It's just about uplifting our people.
Right, finding more Black voices, because what you were hitting at is, it's very true. It's already difficult enough as a content creator. There's this stigma, or there's this thought that if you don't have 50,000 subs,
Mhm.
you're probably not worth it. You're probably not, not as entertaining or whatever.
Right.
But those people who did not, or that have those 50,000 subs, they did not start there. And that's the
Exactly.
thing. I think a lot of people don't give credit to the people who are starting out.
Mhm.
And giving them a fair chance, not just black gamers, but gamers in general. But as a black gamer, I feel it especially, like I have to work 4 times as hard in order for my things to become highlighted, showcased, and things like that.
Mhm.
When I've seen things on YouTube that get 50,000 views, and it's not that great.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so it is a difficult line that we walk in this industry, and I appreciate this group being there, being that platform to give up and comers and established people alike that signal boost. um so I did want to ask more reality based questions since we're on the topic. And Tyrenzi, maybe I can start with you,
Okay.
just to give Chris, a little bit of a time to
A
to,
break.
to relax, yeah, to enjoy the conversation as well. But so what are your thoughts around the current state of the Black Lives Matter movement? Last month, it really was revitalized, but as we know in our community, that this has been a conversation, a hashtag since 2014.
Hmm.
Um, how do you feel like the movement is taking shape now? Do you see
Um,
things in the games that you like and and people you follow? Yeah, like what about what shape is the Black Lives Matter movement to you?
I actually I like where it's going at the moment simply because this is a chance for us to actually get some shit done.
Hmm.
Like this is some chance to see results. We have so much bent up tension and like anger from all of this. Like I wouldn't say first happening from like I would say Trayvon Martin. That's where I felt it the most. And then all of that anger and pent up penetration. I'm sorry, not penetration. Tension is finally being let out, and we got a chance to shape where we go from here. We have, I would say, we have a lot of support from a lot of the games we play,
Hmm.
and I want to see where that goes. I'm actually looking forward to see how they keep supporting us if they do.
If
So that's what I'm looking for right now out
Right.
of this,
when
seeing
it's
where this
not
going with that.
when it's not in the spotlight or
Right.
the hot topic to do, will it continue? I
Will it
agree.
continue?
Yeah.
Right.
I will say though, playing Apex, I still find it surprising. As as messed up as it might seem, I find it surprising that they still have the Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
notification
Pop up.
weekly as you log in.
Yeah.
It's not just a one time thing, which it feels good. Um, what about you, Chris? What do you think?
Um, man, in gaming in the world in general, I feel as though this is one of the most powerful feelings of momentum we've had
Hmm.
for this movement in a long time.
Hmm.
Um, whether it be different companies, jumping in just to say Black Lives Matter, or people that actually mean it. This is the first time you've seen on a worldwide scale this many people coming together
Hmm.
to really discuss specifically, Black Lives Matter. And there's been a lot of people that still go the route of all lives matter, or just plain racist, don't understand the message at all. But I've seen a huge difference in the people that actually understand what we're talking about. The allies. It seems that we've gotten generally more genuine allies this time
Hmm.
around, and I think that's
Hmm.
making a difference. Plus, us as young Black people, I feel as though we've taken a charge and a stance ourselves to really push the movement, to get our voices heard, to let people know that everything we've been going through, this hasn't been bullshit. And I think up to this point that they've been feeling like we've been bullshitting, or they just didn't care. But like you said, even the gaming companies are jumping in But I do think it's important that we pay attention to who continues to fight with us,
Mm-hmm.
and pay attention to those who don't. But I don't think this time around. I think we're here to stay with as far as the momentum that we have. I
Mhm.
see it climbing. If I see it dipping down a little bit, I see the next day it's coming right back up. So I think it's a great time for us, and who knows, maybe this is the actual moment of change we've been looking for.
Yeah, and who would have thought it stemmed from quarantine, right?
Right, right,
I feel
yeah,
like that's
that's a
what I'm
big part.
attributing it to. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
everybody wasn't at home and
Mhm.
tuned into their social media, the news, and things like that, this would have just been gone in a week. Um,
I
I'm
believe it.
glad
Yep.
this time that the movement has actually gained traction, like you said. For how long, I'm not sure, but I want to keep riding this wave. And that's actually going to be my next question. But I will say that it is more genuine allies in the community. So Bungie actually, I love Destiny 2, by the way. Bungie just released a pin in the shop that you can buy that unlocks a Black Lives Matter emblem in the game. So I
That's
wear
dope.
that emblem in the game, and I've joined a raid today, and one of the guys in the raid laughed and was like, "Well, fuck you, all lives matter," type of thing. And the host immediately, he was like, "Are you daft?" He was British. That was playing in the morning, and and I mean, which adds to the point, like the world is watching, and he
Right.
called them daft. He kicked them out the party. He removed them. Like he was like, "This, that's not. There's no space for that." And that was a random LFG group, like a team that I just found on Xbox. So that felt good, you know.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
I felt like you know, my as little as it is as a video game, but my life does matter, you know, and my political views of wanting to not be a disenfranchised group anymore, you know, is being heard. So, moving into my last question is based around that. There has been a lot of people with their eyes on more Black creators. So I wanted to take a second and ask you both: have you taken advantage of riding this wave, where more companies, more viewers are looking towards finding like Black voices and things like that? Ty, I'm gonna throw it over to you.
I personally have not yet. I haven't been doing anything to actually get my voice out there. So if I haven't got my voice out there yet, I'm not in a position to put anybody else's voice out there. You know what I mean?
Mm,
But at the same time, I am. It takes nothing but a tweet to
mm-hmm.
put your voice out there and people to comment and support or whatever you're saying. So yes and no, but mostly no. I haven't.
So do you think you have an idea in mind as to what your next step as a up and coming streamer is? Like, what do you want to do?
um, I want to create a safe space,
Mm,
not only for my crew, but for everybody. Mostly people like me, Black people. I really want them to have a safe space where they could just say anything they want in
Yeah,
my presence.
yeah.
That's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Making sure that not only their voices is heard, but maybe some opinions are challenged.
Right.
Their thinking
Nobody's gonna shut your opinion out.
yeah.
We're able to discuss it without anybody going off the edge.
I think you can use the BGL as a good let's call a blueprint, if you will. And speaking of which, Chris, how about you? Have you been taking advantage of the wave that this whole movement has created?
Um, I would say taking advantage. Not, I don't know. I don't know if that would be the choice of words I would use for it. But I know it's added a spark. It's added a spark. to my creators that are in PMG. One of my streamers, her name is Dagichi Gamer. From anyone that's familiar with Charleston, South Carolina, that's where I'm from. She's a streamer from Charleston, South Carolina. Really into her culture, hence Dagichi Gamer. But she's real vocal about Black empowerment, what we go through, and just uplifting Black people. So, it's been cool for her to get a little bit more shine and recognition because she's not afraid to speak her mind. So, this whole trend of people really trying to pay attention to Black creators and, the content that we provide, with everyone seeing that it's finally, we've already known, but more and more people are seeing that it's valuable, the things we say and the things we do. It's been cool to see her shine, and it's been cool to witness as many people as I can in the Black gaming community really get that extra light, People are paying attention now, and I really think that. While they're paying attention, this is where I say we're taking advantage of them paying attention to, to really show what we got. So it's been a cool little journey.
Yeah. And I guess, maybe taking advantage is a different way to say it, but I feel like I am riding that wave a little bit. Using the movement as a signal boost for my message that I wanted to start from jump with creating content. And that's that my voice in gaming is something unique that I want the world to, to continue to try and hopefully, listen to, and bringing spotlight to other people who have unique perspectives in games. And not just that, but creating platforms like you just did. So I really want to say thank you, Chris. This was an awesome experience. Thank you, Tyrenzi. I really appreciate you being here. You were an awesome co-host. So just let's whip around the room, starting with Chris. Final thoughts that you want to get out there to the audience. Anything that you might like to plug or promote. How can people find the Black Gamer League? Can people apply to PMG? What would you like to round out the show with?
Well, first and foremost, thank you guys again for having me. I don't know if y'all can hear my passion. I love talking to Black people about, uplifting Black people. So it's been a cool time just having this conversation with y'all. So you can, if you're a gamer out there, competitor or streamer, content creator, you can find us phorcemg.com. That's phorcemg.com. Phorce Management on Twitter. That's Phorce MNGT. Phorce MG on IG. And on Twitter, Black Gamer League is spelled BLK Gamer League. And from there, you can get on our Discord, communicate with us. I just wanted to send a shout out to everyone in the Black Gamer League. I love you guys. Send a shout out to my team at PMG Phorce Management Group on the come up. Going to be one of the best orgs in the world. I truly believe that. I appreciate everyone. I think I shouted out everyone, but let's see. My boy Black Bushido, he one of my content creators. He would kill me if I didn't say his name. But no, I'm just really excited about what we're doing. Really, really excited. So please, again, my Twitter is Phorce Davis, as we said earlier. Follow me, follow the journey, and hopefully I can do more things like this and keep getting the message out.
Yeah, and you definitely sound genuine in the goal of the group, and that's to connect people to Black voices, making sure that we're not drowned out, as usual. So yeah, I believe in PMG, and it just dawned on me, Phi. That's probably where the PH came from. Yeah, I just thought it was
We'll have a conversation about that too.
Yeah. So Tyrenzi, how about you? Tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Just Flash Me, and coming soon, you can find me at Facebook Gaming at Tyrenzi.
Oh man, you joining the Facebook crew, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna see where I can get with this Facebook
All
Gaming.
right.
Hey, that's
I think I
lit.
got a little nice audience on there.
I think it combines your Facebook friends currently,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that being a good route. I can see that being a good route.
Oh, I did have a question. Is it
Uh-oh.
too late?
No, absolutely not.
With the shutdown of Mixer,
Uh,
does that affect you in any way? Were you
Me?
on Mixer? Yeah.
So that actually leads to what I was going to say after you said something. I didn't even talk about it. So I'm trying to get into the streaming realm myself. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch at Phorce Davis. Saying, I try to keep mine across the board. So I'm on Twitch at Phorce Davis. But I wasn't on Mixer, and ironically, none of my people on PMG were on Mixer either. But man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
My guy, my video editor, his name is Rings. He on Twitter and Facebook. Now on Twitter and Facebook and IG is I'm Rings. IMRINGZ.
yeah, I see him in the group all the time.
He just made this dope video on YouTube about the death of Mixer, and this dude made that 2 days before Mixer came out, and said they're shutting down. So we call him Ringadamus. That
He
dude
predicted,
man.
yeah.
So anybody out there, if y'all want to see that, he's a real good dude. But he was talking about it. But it's crazy, man. It's unfortunate, but Facebook is as we say in the Black community, it's hit a come up.
Facebook buying everything, man.
Yeah. I think I saw that at the beginning of that video. It's when he's like pushing the Mixer notification.
Yeah.
I saw that. Definitely check him out on Twitter, and we'll have all those links in the show description and on our website. I have been your host, Carl MF. Please check out my YouTube channel where I do reviews and game commentary. Recently, I just started up Twitch. You can find me at CarlMF_. This has been our episode of One on One. Thank you again to my special guest, Mr. Chris Davis, and to my homeboy Ty Renzi. And for those out there listening, I really appreciate the support. Please check out bossrushgames.com or our other podcasting services. Peace out, cuties. All right.